The Task Force Committee on the Enforcement of New Security Measures recently rolled out by Zamfara State Government has arrested 10 suspected informants and collaborators of armed bandits in Karanambuda local government area of the state. The suspects were apprehended at a village situated about 2 kilometers away from the local government headquarters following an intelligence report. Jamilu Ibrahim has more.
Ahmad recently constituted a task force committee saddled with the responsibility of ensuring strict compliance with the new security measures rolled out by the state government to tackle resurgent banditry and spate of kidnapping across the state. The committee, led by the former State Commissioner for Security and Home Affairs Abubakar Muhammad Doran, conducted an operation at Unguwar Sarki Muslimi village in Karanambuda local government area of the state, where some suspected informants and collaborators of bandits allegedly performed their nefarious acts. A number of suspects were arrested and some exhibits recovered during the operation. They were handed over to Zamfara State Police Command for further action.
We arrested 10 suspects and also we recovered 30 motorcycles. And based on intelligence report, we discovered that they are the informant or agent of bandits.
The Task Force Committee chairman, who expressed satisfaction with the level of compliance with the security measures by people in the state, however, regretted that some unscrupulous elements are bent to sabotage the government effort of blocking the supply of petrol to bandits in the bush. He assured that the committee is committed to bringing the perpetrators to book. In Gusau, Jamilu Ibrahim, NTA News.
Nigerian youth have been urged to unite and channel their energy towards positive initiatives that will foster peace and unity required in nation-building process. This was at a peace summit in Abuja on the theme Nigeria Today, Tomorrow and Future. Kenneth Nanim reports that the event was organized by Lifesavers Ambassadors International, a non-governmental organization in partnership with the National Orientation Agency.
Gathered here are youth leaders of various organizations and other stakeholders. How best to harness the potentials of the youth towards achieving a greater and united Nigeria is the thrust of discussions here. The forum acknowledged that Nigerian youths have capacity in all fronts, especially in ICT initiatives needed to drive the Nigerian rebranding project, and must be given a chance to prove so.
We have to start by being open-minded and changing our mindset by becoming more accommodating towards other cultures and religions.
So what we are really asking the government to do is that by the time we gather ourselves, we speak up, and then we say, okay, this is our need for the nation. We expect that there should be implementation.
Urging the political class in the country to allow space for the younger generation to participate in governance, the forum also identified self-reorientation of all citizens as critical in the nation-building process.
Looking at the Nigerian youth that I know, these are youth that have both the strength, both the intellectuality to do what they need to do. The only thing is that they need to go back to the drawing board and reassure themselves and know that they have what it takes to move this Nigeria forward.
The youth have a very important role to play if Nigeria must be together, and we must achieve the Nigeria of our forefathers.
You play your role, I play mine. We can come together to make this nation greater.
Regular youth engagement and dialogue using various platforms in order to harmonize dissenting opinions. The summit believes will stem youth restiveness and promote peace and unity required for development of the nation. Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
Into legal matters, the Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja has halted the Rivers State Government from collecting value-added tax VAT until all legal disputes relating to the matter are resolved. The court ordered that the judgment of the State High Court from which the state drew authorities to collect the tax must not be implemented. Justice Harmat Simon Sanami, who issued the order in Abuja this Friday, also directed that the law passed by Rivers State House of Assembly and assented to by Governor Wike must not be implemented. The appellate court held that since parties have submitted themselves to the authorities of the court for adjudication on the matter, both parties must not do anything that will destroy the subject matter of the appeal. Justice Sanimi granted status quo ante in favor of the Federal Inland Revenue Services and against Rivers and Lagos states. The matter has been slated for September 16 for hearing of motion for by Lagos State. Time now to link up with Kende in Lagos for more reports on Nationwide. Hello, Kende.
Beth, glad to have you join us in Lagos. Creating an enabling environment for ministries, departments and agencies to carry out their operations and block all leakages is fundamental to generating maximum revenue to the nation's coffers. This was the position of Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Evelyn Ngige, during a maiden visit to the Department of Weights and Measures in Lagos. Amaka Owo reports.
Department of Weights and Measures under the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment was established to ensure that businesses adhere to standards and accurate measurements. The department is currently being upgraded to an agency, which is why, as part of efforts to motivate staff and inspect working conditions, the Permanent Secretary visited the Lagos offices.
We are relying now more on non-oil sources of revenue in country to be able to carry out the activities, or to fund our budget.
Weights and Measures, the department and Federal Produce Inspection Service used the opportunity to present challenges inhibiting operations while promising to redouble revenue generation.
Because of the strategic area of Lagos and the traffic problems, to cover the whole thing is too difficult.
Last year, the department generated over 700 million naira. And this year, we are hoping to generate more than that. And I've told them that I will not expect nothing less than 1 billion naira from them.
There's many of them that are just carrying their goods like that and going without inspection, avoiding warehouse treaties. So they are the one having issues, and that is the problem we are having as far as export standard is concerned.
The Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment promised to address lack of laboratory, logistics, training and need to improve welfare of staff. In Lagos, Amaka O, NTA News.
Seaports in Nigeria will be properly secured and consignment thoroughly inspected to guard against importation of illegal products into the country. Assistant Controller of Customs Zone A, Mudukbe Aremu, recorded this during an inspection of some seized smuggled items in Apapa Port, Lagos. Abolade Salami reports.
Is one channel of transportation smugglers of illegal products have devised to use in perpetrating their unpatriotic acts of bringing in items either banned by the federal government. While all these efforts have continually met the brick walls of men of the Nigerian Customs Service and other sister agencies, the service reaffirmed that no chance will be created for such an illegal act to have sway at the ports.
So that's why scanning is paramount, and government is working, and we have 3 scanners coming, one for Papa, one for Tinkan and One. And with e-customs, we're going to have over 70 scanners deployed to all the major seaports and airports and border stations in Nigeria.
As officers and men of the Nigerian Customs Service are working to sanitize the seaport against anti-smuggling exercise, the Apapa Port Command raised the bar in its revenue generation to 526.9 billion naira from the month of January to August, while the sum of 87.9 billion naira was realized in the month of August.
Every smuggler would like to have his way, but the structure we have, the synergy we have, the collaboration we have, the interaction we have between ourselves and government agencies with working in the port, I don't think they have that gap to penetrate anymore.
The command during the months under review, Controller Yusuf says, seized 56 containers of various items ranging from tramadol to codeine syrup, used clothing, used tires and unregistered pharmaceutical, with a duty-paid value of 28.3 billion naira. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
This is Nationwide, reaching you live on the network service of the NTA. We pause there for some messages. The news continues with Salamatu in Kaduna shortly.
For staying tuned. And here in Kaduna, we begin with latest on education. Basic and post-basic schools in Kaduna will on Monday resume academic activities following the decision of the state government to reopen the schools after months of closure due to insecurity. Achari Maxwell reports that the State Ministry of Education plans to adopt learning strategies to bridge the lost academic gap. The report.
The Kaduna State government shut down primary and secondary schools across the state mid-July, aborting the third time on account of attacks of educational institutions by bandits. The State Commissioner for Education, Dr. Shehu Magarafi, says after a careful review of the situation, the schools are safe to reopen with a fresh academic calendar.
Since we have finished NICU, WAEC, and BK exams under that arrangement where we cluster schools, for that success we've recorded, we also want to maintain some level of that clustering for students, particularly SS2 that are going to SS3 will come back to class. SS1 also will come back. JS2 and JS1 also will come back this week. But the primary school students will be resuming later, 2 weeks after that.
Rather than resume for the third time that was disrupted, the schools will on Monday commence the first time for the 2021-2022 academic year.
Overcoming this problem is not very much easy because, particularly if you look at the those who are in going to SS3, they are now confronting. They have to write their exam, and the exam they are writing, they will compete with a national exam from other states who have already covered their own syllabus for the third term.
The disrupted third term will be completed through online platforms. In Kaduna, Achari Maxwell, NTA News.
Excitement is the mood in Jigawa State as the federal government commences another round of payment of conditional cash transfer in which more than 167,000 households will benefit. Hawa Haliru Haruna, who visited some locations of the disbursement, reports that from inception, more than 16 billion naira has been injected into the state economy under the Household Uplifting Program.
The conditional cash transfer is one of the 4 social investment programs of the federal government aimed at improving people's lives and moving the most vulnerable people out of poverty. Jigawa is benefiting more, being considered among the states with high rate of poverty in the country. Presently, the program has covered the 27 local government areas and 240 out of 287 wards in the state. Beneficiaries expressed joy with the intervention, commending President Muhammadu Buhari for the program that continues to put smiles on the faces of Nigerians, especially the elderly and the physically challenged.
I'm really enjoying this assistance. It really transformed our lives.
We used to sell only 1 cup, but as a result of the conditional cash transfer program, we are now knitting a lot that we sell to other states.
So now they are receiving about 20,000. Each beneficiary is collecting 20,000, making it for 4 months. The remaining 2 months will follow up immediately after this payment.
Meanwhile, the venue of the disbursement is beehive of business activities. Petty traders take advantage of the gathering to buy and sell, an indication of multiplier effect of the conditional cash transfer program. From Dusi, Hawa Haller Haruna, NTA News.
And that's all from here. Back to Elizabeth for more on Nationwide.
Thank you, Salamatu. The Association of National Accountants of Nigeria is calling for the institutionalization of forensic accounting in the public sector as a core determinant of promoting transparency in governance. The call was made at the just concluded 2021 Association of National Accountants of Nigeria conference in Abuja. Bosede Abel reports.
Against corruption is one which the government hopes that Nigerians would embrace. This group of certified accountants are not just willing to be part of the campaign, but have a few recommendations on how it would be impactful.
Do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful.
The Association of National Accountants of Nigeria, ANAN, is calling for prudent public spending and fiscal transparency in governance and hopes the public sector would embrace forensic accounting.
If we are to rid corruption in this country, we must go back to the books of faith.
When you become a fellow is something to be celebrated.
We are saying that you have consistently demonstrated compliance to global best practices in service delivery.
You have an important opportunity to make a difference.
On its part, ANAN is already doing its bit by certifying core professionals capable of carrying out this mandate. Abuja Moshood Saliu is among the 412 members who qualified and have been confirmed with the Fellows Certified National Accountant of Nigeria by ANAN.
I first of all thank God for giving me the opportunity to reach the apex.
We are quite aware that to whom much is given, much is expected.
For witnessing a day like this, I dedicate this award to my family.
I've been very lucky to be one of the few chosen.
With nearly 45,000 members, out of which 3,379 are fellows, it is expected that the ethical values of accountability and transparency, for which the profession prides itself, will be further entrenched in Nigeria. In Abuja, Bossede Ebo, NTA News.
For rapid and sustainable development in parts of the country, our view of the current revenue sharing formula that will ensure more allocation of funds to states and local government areas is imperative. Ebonyi State Governor David Umahi made this known while receiving officials of the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission at the Government House in Abakaliki. Chika Okori reports.
Umahi, represented by his deputy, Dr. Kelechi Igwe, while expressing firm belief that the review is timely and apt, considering the present economic realities, noted that President Muhammadu Buhari is on the right track, setting unparalleled agenda of equity, trust and justice, which will help to entrench more developmental gains in parts of the country.
Our proposal, which we present to you as a submission, is a new sharing formula of federal government 40%, state government 35 cents, and local government 25%.
Leader of the delegation and member representing Ebonyi State in the commission, Mr. Patrick Mbabo, said the federal government is aware of the present socio-economic and political challenges in the country, hence the essence of embarking on the review.
In view of the changing socio-economic and political dynamics of the nation, the Commission has been prompted and compelled to commence full-scale engagement of representatives of various stakeholders and the people nationwide in the process of fashioning a new revenue allocation formula for the country.
There are high hopes that the outcome of the review will favor states and local government areas with more funds to address critical sectors of the economy for the betterment of the citizenry. In Abakaliki, Chika Okore, NTA News.
And Kemi in Ibadan has the next set of reports for us on Nationwide. Hello, Kemi.
Elizabeth, and welcome to Ibadan. Motorists plying Ibadan Ife Road have appealed to the federal government to rehabilitate some of the bad portions along the highway. Oyeyinka Omole, who monitored the impact of some of these bad portions on motorists and commuters, reports.
There is particular spot along Ibadan-Ife Expressway, to be specific, Selika bus stop, has been noted with series of road crashes. Motorists plying the road are of the opinion that it is time concerned authorities come to their rescue to repair the damaged spots. The bad portions slow down vehicular movement while in the quest to navigate.
We are begging on the federal government to intervene so that it will be easy, there will be easy flow.
Accidents too much, more than do our road. It has negatively affect our business because look at it now, there is too much hold up.
Regulatory body assured motorists that the federal government will soon commence rehabilitation exercise on the road.
The road is going to go through a full rehabilitation. We cannot just put asphalt on a little spot. We want to work on the entire place so that you have asphalt connecting with other asphalt.
Residents are of the opinion that good road network contributes meaningfully to the development of any nation, while experts are of the opinion that accessibility of such will boost economic profitability of any society. In Ibadan, Oyeyinka Omole, NTA News.
Nigerians have been advised to see the new phase of the COVID-19 vaccination, which kick-started in Ijebu-Ode, as a great opportunity to be vaccinated against the deadly virus. This was a consensus of respondents on the Moderna vaccine. Respondent Bumioni reports.
With the first round of vaccination, around 1.3 million Nigerians have already been vaccinated with the AstraZeneca vaccine. Now that there is another vaccine called the Moderna vaccine, an health officer who spoke off camera advised that all currently authorized and recommended COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective, and the Center for Disease Control does not recommend one vaccine over another. If a person either receives the Pfizer-BioNTech or AstraZeneca or Moderna vaccine, one should get the same product for his or her second shots. The first dose of the Moderna vaccine, which kick-started today, is expected to last for about 20 days.
I am treating COVID now. Prevention is better than cure. Had it been that I have taken it when they first have the first shot, even if I'm going to have it, it will prevent it.
I never knew where the center is, and just now that I got to know, I have to come and see if I can get vaccinated.
The 20 days vaccination exercise is expected to increase the number of those vaccinated in Ogun State significantly, while the second dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine will be available by next Monday. In Ijebu-Ode, Bumi Oni, NTA News.
And that's it from Ibadan. We'll join Sadia in Sokoto after the break. Don't go away.
Glad you're still there, and welcome to Sokoto. Despite the socio-economic hardship being experienced in Zamfara State due to measures put in place to curb insecurity, people in the state continue to comply with the government's directives while expressing their support to all efforts capable of ending the menace. Haliru Muhammad Umar examines the impact of new security measures adopted by both federal and state governments and how residents are coping with the situation. The report.
Apart from shutting down all telecommunication services in Zamfara State by the Nigerian Communications Commission, the state government had also rolled out some additional measures aimed at addressing the lingering security challenges bedeviling the state. These measures, as announced by the State Commissioner of Information Ibrahim Magajido Sara, include immediate closure of all illegal motor parks and some roadside markets suspected to be serving as base for criminal elements that have been terrorizing innocent citizens over the years.
I am glad to inform you that these measures have started yielding positive results. The State Task Force is also hereby directed to ensure adequate and effective monitoring and compliance to these directives.
A visit by NTA News to some of the affected places revealed that various shops and open motor parks, which hitherto were a beehive of activities, are now deserted as they have been closed in compliance with the government's directive. Some business operatives and other residents of the areas who spoke with NTA News welcomed the development despite its negative effect on their socio-economic well-being, stressing that since the action is aimed at restoring peace, there is no cause for alarm.
We are expecting that it will be the end of the banditry that is happening in Zamfara State, because the thing has been rampant. There is no any place in this state that this thing does not affect.
They, however, advised government and security agencies to remain steadfast and sustain the ongoing effort until security of lives and property of people is fully restored. With the various measures taken and currently being enforced, it is the expectation of people in Zamfara State that there will be light at the end of the tunnel, considering the achievements so far recorded. In Gusau, Haliru Muhammad Umar, NTA News.
Governor Aminu Waziri Tambuwal has urged the self-acclaimed security volunteers in the state to stop operating alone and join vigilante groups to serve the people better. Lata Abdullahi reports that Tambuwal made the call during a meeting with the leadership of vigilante groups from across the state.
The meeting had in attendance heads of security agencies in the state, local government council chairmen, Under the officials of the State Ministry for Careers and Security, Governor Aminu Waziri Tambol said government will continue to support vigilante groups in the state, asking them to ensure working together with the police and other security operatives to check activities of bandits. Presenting 10 Hilux vans and 500 motorcycles to the members of the vigilante groups in the state, Tambol asked them to double their efforts as their services are needed more in all parts of the state.
We'll continue to give you every support that you require in terms of logistics, in terms of allowances, and this our collective effort aimed at the establishment of peace in Sokoto State of Nigeria in general.
By the grace of God, this good gesture from the executive governor will have a lot of impact in securing the state, especially in most of the areas that have been ravaged with banditry.
Sokoto State Governor also said monthly allowances, uniforms and other working materials will be provided to all the vigilante members in the state to boost their morale. In Sokoto, Dalatu Abdullahi, NTA News.
And that's it from here. Elizabeth is now back to you.
Thank you, Sadia. The Niger Customs Service Comptroller General Strike Force Zone B Kaduna has intercepted contraband goods worth over 22 million naira along border communities between Nigeria and Cameroon. Yusuf Jika reports that the goods were intercepted in some border towns in Adamawa State.
Contraband items intercepted include bags of rice, second-hand clothes, petroleum products, soap, and motorcycles. Deputy Comptroller of the Comptroller General of Customs Special Strike Force Zone B, Oluro Koba Husseini Aliu, said the interception was made possible following an intelligence gathering by the men and officers of the force. He reiterated the commitment of the Nigerian Customs Service at ensuring that smugglers have no hidden point, charging them to desist from the unlawful act and venture into lawful business and to promote local contents and products.
This is why we are warning anyone order would be smuggler to desist. We are available to guide them on procedure on going about trading as far as extant law is concerned. No country survive or no economy of any country survive on smuggling, and this is why we not allow us to be different.
The intercepted items will subsequently distributed to the internally displaced persons. In Yola, Yusuf Jika, NTA News.
Kaba-Omo Ekiti Federal Highway is a route commuters who travel from or to the southwest prefer to take, but it is now a story of anguish beginning from Ikoyi under Iyara local government area of Kogi State. Jonathan Omajali has more on the sorry state of the road and the predicament of those who ply it.
Talk in the mud. This portion of the road in Ikoyi, Ijumu local government area, is just one out of the many nightmares on Kaba-Omo Ekiti Federal Highway, a major route to or from southwest via Kogi State. Monday Onogu left Abuja 3 days ago, hopeful that he would reach Lagos before nightfall. But it's a hopeless journey now, with his boss joining the casualties of the bad road.
So when I get here, it's not only here, from front, Kuma. Aside, this the same Kogi State here, is blockage, no movement at all, no one can pass.
The plight heightens after Ikoyi, where the traffic jam that stretches from Egbeda into infinity. Days of sleeplessness, worsened by fears of attacks and destruction of perishable goods, have kept travelers begging for urgent intervention. Federal authorities have visited the area to assess the situation and promise to commence work shortly.
This is a major road that connects so many states together. And we cannot continue to look at it this way, where people will be suffering on the road.
Travelers and motorists have been advised by the Federal Road Safety Corps to use Kaba Asaya, Ogidi Ikare as alternative route to or from southwest. From Kaba, Jonathan Omajali.
Is Sports Update.